Hello, this is Suna Senman with a reading number 38 from A Course of Love. We will first start with the last paragraph of the last reading, which was chapter 7, and then go into chapter 8. Accept a new authority, even if only for the little while that it will take you to read these words. Start with this idea. You will allow for the possibility of a new truth to be revealed to your waiting heart. Hold in your heart the idea that as you read these words, and when you finish reading these words, their truth will be revealed to you. Let your heart be open to a new kind of evidence of what constitutes the truth. Think of no other outcome than your happiness, and when happiness comes, deny it not, nor its source. Remind yourself that when love comes to fill your heart, you will deny it not, nor its source. You do not need to believe that this will happen, but only to allow for the possibility of it happening. Do not turn your back on the hope offered here, and when new life flows in to release the old, forget not from where it came. Chapter 8, The Separation from the Body. The thoughts of your heart you have defined as your emotions. These thoughts stand apart from the wisdom of your heart that we have already discussed, the wisdom that knows to set love apart as well as your own self. Emotions, the thoughts of your heart, are what we will now work with, separating as we do the truth from your perception of it. This curriculum aims to help you see that your emotions are not the real thoughts of your heart. What other language might your heart speak? It is a language spoken so quietly and with such gentleness that those who cannot come to stillness know it not. The language of your heart is the language of communion. Communion is union that we will speak of here as being of the highest level, though in truth no levels separate union at all. As a learning being, the idea of levels is helpful to you and will aid you in seeing that you progress from one step or one level of learning to another. This is more a process of remembering than learning, and this you will understand as memory begins to return to you. Your heart will aid you in replacing thinking with remembering. In this way, remembering can be experienced as the language of the heart. This remembering is not of former days spent upon this earth, but of remembering who you really are. It comes forth from the deepest part of you, from the center in which you are joined with Christ. It speaks of no experiences here, wears no faces, and bears no symbols. It is a memory of wholeness, of all to all. So that was the beginning of chapter 8. And thinking about memory, remembering, remember your childhood. I think that is very important. Remember your hopes, your perspectives. There is a lot of heart language there. And I'm going to introduce you to the children's book that I wrote, The Dragon Adventure. So The Dragon Adventure is a book of compassion and courage. It based on some Qigong movements. I have a little introduction of myself and something for parents and teachers to understand that this book is based on developing healthy habits physically, mentally, emotionally, and socially or spiritually. And it has beautiful illustrations by Vivian Sokuro. It gives a lot of questions, so to stimulate the imagination, which is the intellectual development of a child. And it's not just the mind intellect, but the heart intellect as well. So the venture goes on, and at the end, we demonstrate the movements for the adventure, so you know how to do these 10 Qigong movements that are really basic for all of us of all ages to kind of balance our energies. And then I have creativity pages where a child can tell their own story, write some pictures, and just expand upon the development of imagination and creativity. Then we have these books, these pages that help you start healthy physical habits by challenging the child to see how many of these movements they can do and for how long. And then this last one, how many seconds can you stand tall and listen? What do you hear? Can you hear the clock tick? Can you hear your breath? This is like the beginning of meditation for very young children. I've done this with 2-year-olds on up. So it's something you can start your child with early on. And we do have a Lit Peace project, litpeace.org, that we try to get this type of learning materials out to all children around the world. So this is a course of love. There are many things in your life that will support this course of love, many books and experiences. And I am taking this course together with you and the desire to expand love and joy and peace and beauty within myself and thus within the world. Breathe deeply, release, experience the stillness where you can hear your heart. Enjoy today.